Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Leo October 11, 2024. Jupiter turns retrograde today, and will continue to move in retrograde motion until February. Jupiter continues to bring good energy for learning, studies, communications, and transportation in your life until June. However, during this 4-month retrograde cycle, there can be some de-emphasis, review, or toning down in these areas, and it's not only appropriate but also beneficial. It may be wise to slow down the taking on of new interests and projects and focus on enjoying and developing what you already have in play. It's not the time to abandon plans, but rather for making refinements. Today's transits are also strong for rewards with learning and connecting. There can be a motivating and supportive meeting of minds with a partner. You might be the go-to person for information and know-how. Fortunately, transportation or communication opportunities can open up. Communicating with someone special can improve a bond. The days ahead could bring lots of news that ultimately changes your mind and perspective. This is because our great benefic Jupiter is slowing down and freezing in the sky. Suddenly, he will turn retrograde. Which means that from our perspective here on Earth, he will moonwalk backward against the tapestry of the stars. This will take place in your solar house of short-distance travel, which means that if you and a lover have been hoping for some fun and engaging trips, you may find that this stagnates and slows. However, if you'd instead like to revisit locations from your past, you may feel quite nostalgic. Are you spreading yourself too thin at work? There has been plenty of action with your immediate work community since Jupiter entered Gemini at the end of May 2024. You may have a chance to redefine what you want to be involved with when Jupiter stations retrograde in Gemini. Starting today, this retrograde will last until February. Throughout this time, you may want to think twice before involving yourself with your coworkers' plans, projects, and more. Focus on your media-based endeavors and communication projects before anyone else's goals at work. You are ambitious and can sometimes forget the pleasure that is to be had along the way. Try devising a quiz that you can give yourself a few times a month. Call it the Creature Comfort Quiz. The questions are up to you, but here are some examples. Is there enough bubble bath in the house? Do I have clothes that flatter my body type? Or do I need to do a little shopping for basics? Do I have my favorite fresh fruit in the house? Etc. With a little self-interrogation, you will come up with plenty of ideas that make you smile. This will be the most important period of the year for you. So, don't miss the boat. Indeed, the vibrations will be asking you to have a lot of personal initiative. This isn't the moment to fall asleep. You are in an active and dynamic phase, and the action you take will probably affect your future. This would be the ideal moment to think about changing your job or where you live. So, be yourself, express your personality, and be creative. If you do all this, nothing will be able to stop you. This week is characterized by significant planetary influences coming together, and today marks the first of 2 major shifts that will alter the year's dynamics. As Mercury aligns with the asteroid Juno in your relationship sector, both simultaneously form a harmonious connection with Jupiter in your communication sector, just as he enters retrograde. During this period, when the forces of communication and relationships are synchronized, Jupiter's retrograde motion aids in revisiting past conversations more effortlessly. In a case of perfect timing, it is while Mercury and Chiron, one the planet of communication and the other the queen of commitment, are already aligned in your relationship sector, that they not only form a friendly aspect to Jupiter in your communication sector today, but just as he turns retrograde. This is a powerful day on both the communication and relationship fronts, with everything needed to give your relationships, the past and unsaid words, a voice without losing sight of where you are going. Our eyes in the sky. Today is inviting you to pause, breathe deeply, and allow the natural flow of life to guide you. Sometimes, when we're caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, it can feel like we need to constantly push forward, but today's energy is reminding you to step back and let things unfold on their own. Have you ever experienced that feeling of relief when you decide to take a break and suddenly everything starts falling into place? That's exactly the kind of vibe today is offering. If something doesn't go as planned, resist the urge to blame yourself or feel like you need to take control. Instead, take it as a gentle nudge from the universe to let go. By pampering yourself a little and allowing things to flow naturally, you might just find that what you initially saw as a setback opens up new and unexpected doors. Have you ever noticed how, when you let go of trying to control every little detail, new opportunities seem to come out of nowhere? Sometimes, the most productive thing you can do is step back and give space for things to develop on their own. During this period, it's especially important not to fall into the trap of competition or seeing others' tie-ins as challenges. Whether it's in your personal life, at work, or in a relationship, interpreting everything as a battle can create unnecessary tension. Have you ever found yourself getting worked up over something minor, only to realize later it wasn't that serious? Today is a good day to keep things light, avoid overthinking, and stay clear of power struggles. If you're feeling emotionally drained or pulled in too many directions, it's okay to step back. Spend some time alone, recharge, and allow yourself the space to regain clarity. Solitude isn't a retreat, it's a way to center yourself. If you've been feeling doubtful or uncertain about something in your life, know that these feelings are temporary. Maybe you're struggling to make a decision or you're unsure of the next step. That's okay. Sometimes we need time to let our thoughts settle. Have you ever had one of those aha moments where everything suddenly becomes crystal clear after days of confusion? That moment of clarity is coming for you. Trust that, with time, the answers will reveal themselves, and you'll feel confident moving forward. What's important is to give yourself permission to be in this moment of uncertainty without rushing to find a solution. The beauty of today's energy is that it's not just limited to romantic relationships, it's a time to nurture all of your connections. Friendships, family bonds, and even your relationship with yourself can be strengthened. Have you been meaning to reach out to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while? Or maybe today's a good day to spend some quality time with those who mean the most to you. Relationships thrive when we show up with an open heart, ready to connect deeply and authentically. Take a moment to reflect on a relationship in your life that could use a little extra love today. How can you nurture that bond? Even something as simple as sending a text to check in or scheduling a catch-up call can go a long way in keeping those connections alive and thriving. As the day moves forward, you'll notice a shift in the energy around you. The moon is aligning with expansive Jupiter, bringing a wave of optimism, lightness, and a sense of limitless possibility. It's like the weight of the earlier part of the day lifts, and in its place, you're left with a joyful, hopeful vibe. Have you ever noticed how, when you're in a great mood, it seems to spread to everyone around you? It's like your happiness becomes contagious, and soon enough, everyone is smiling too. That's the energy you'll be radiating today. People will be naturally drawn to your laid-back and relaxed vibe, and you'll find that your positivity uplifts everyone in your space.